Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's my great honor to be here to share my language teaching and language learning journey with you. When I was 15 years old, one of my best friends, she really wanted to study in England. So she was so motivated to study English. So watching her, I was so amazed and decided to follow her footsteps. So I set up a goal to study abroad. So after that, I tried all kinds of accessible resources to learn English with passion and with a dream. In 1991, my dream came true. I was accepted by the undergraduate program in UMass and Amherst to study hospitality management. While adapting myself to American culture, I really embraced opportunities to meet people from different parts of the world. And that truly because I was able to speak a second language, so I could have that chance to be exposed to different culture and to different people. So my vision of the world was greatly expanded. After working a few years in hospitality fields, I decided to switch my focus in language teaching. Why? Because I realized I could not deny deeply myself there was a calling asking me to share my language learning and the opportunities that I could be able to speak second language, and that have made my life be so splendid and different. So I decided to go back to school and pursue a master's degree in TESOL education. Then I became a teacher in elementary school. So I have to make a correction what Hunter just introduced me. I actually work in elementary school as a 5-year as an ESL teacher. And then in fall of 2012, another door opened for me. I became a Chinese teacher in Bayside High School, teaching Chinese to many students. So in my last 13 years, this microphone is dropping. In the last 13 years, I have had a privilege in sharing the language teaching with over 1,600 students, and I teach them either English or Chinese, and allowing them to see the benefits of understanding the second language, and that was a truly honor. 2 years ago, one of my colleagues said it to me, "Wendy, I'm going to introduce a great program. It's called Global Language Project." So I said, "Tell me more about it." So he said, "That's a very practical and authentic program that you need to find out that will benefit you and your students." So after hearing his recommendation, I just signed up for 2016 GLP Star Talk program in Columbia. And I have to be honest with you. That was a program full of creative and innovative teaching approaches. One of my instructors, he's not here tonight, but he likes to encourage us every day in our learning. What's your aha moment today? And when you go back to school in your daily life, in your daily lesson, you're going to create aha moment for your students. I was never challenged like that before. So after 3 weeks intensive training program, I left the program, but with a lot of inspiration. So once I got back to school, I tried my best to apply all I just learned to apply them to my language classroom. And honestly speaking, I received a positive feedback instantly from both my supervisors and my students. And for example, I use the can-do statement to connect my students with their learning goal. And for vocabulary learning, I use the natural order question and skill to make it fun and effective. And also I create a lot of different teaching entry points and activities to create the differentiation in my language classroom. So since working with GOP, the engagement of the student is very dramatic, different. So, and I can tell that students, they are very familiar with my language practice because they're consistent and they are practical. So this year, with that successful experience, I am participating in the Deepening Discourse program. That will equip me, actually is equipping me with more leadership skills on top of my teaching repertoire. And I would say that is a great experience for me to be able to do a lot of things. For example, in addition to sharing different teaching resources with my colleague, being in charge of the curriculum design across various levels and presenting at different workshops. And also, I was able to mentor several new teachers. Language teaching is not only a job to me, but a mission. As language teachers, our job is to prepare our students for the 21st century, connecting them across the globe and giving them tools to work with other people around the world. And I have a dream that through the language acquisition, my students will not only be given the knowledge of language, but also a pair of lenses that will expand their vision of the world, that they could see there are great opportunities in their life by using second language. For example, travel to different places, meet with new people, and even pursue a greater career choices. And I have to say thank you to my supervisors and to my students who have continuously support me with their love. And I have to say, to show my deep appreciation to GOP, all the staff in GOP, who have given me the platform and the opportunities to step out of my comfort zone to be a professional in the field. And I cannot leave the stage tonight without saying thank you to my ongoing cheerleaders, which is my dear family, my husband, my lovely children who are also in the audience. And lastly, I would like to say thank God who gave me wisdom and courage in my teaching career.